21 years living as a lesbian. What? So she decides to dip her toe back into the heterosexual pool with a random person she doesn't know from Nigeria. Before the 90 Days is returning, and they are as crazy as they are every time. But we do have a new crew. Aside from one, can you guess who that is? That is coming back from one of the previous episodes, which should be interesting because she definitely was a character. But we're going to go over the trailer that they dropped, as well as Jasmine dropping some knowledge on why she feels bad for Gino, which she's trying to do a little bit of rehab of her image here, so it's interesting for sure. But before we do that, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all the support. Let's get right into the madness that is Before the 90 Days.
I met a guy online. He's got a smoking hot tattoo.
It's always the dudes right off the bat. We're not even we're 3 seconds in. And it's always the guys that look like they want to be a model, look like they're trying to make it. It's the girls too. It goes both ways. Whoever that they're marrying or meeting or whatever from another country usually is the ones that you can tell they want something more than this relationship.
And he is only 26.
Of course.
But we haven't met in person.
Oh, what? Yep, that face right there from her friend. That face, that's the one right there. What?
What? He's sexy.
Oh, is he now?
Hi, babe. He's my
Sure.
whole world right now.
I really believe that she's the one.
Every time. You really believe she's the one. I'm not saying it doesn't never work out. I'm just saying that it's very, very unlikely.
He says the most charming things I've ever heard.
But we never met each other in person. So I have security cameras that she has access to 24/7.
And you don't think some of this is a red flag? You meet someone online and you have security cameras that she has access to 24/7. This isn't the first time we've seen this. We had the whole thing with, I can't remember their names, but he's over in the Philippines now. They had a kid. They're trying to be TikTok famous. It's kind of weird. But they were on the phone all the time, even when they were using the bathroom. It was weird. So here we go with red flags galore that these idiots don't seem to recognize.
So I'm going to Turkey.
Madagascar.
Morocco, Belize.
The Philippines.
Okay, so we have Turkey, Madagascar, Morocco, Belize, the Philippines,
Nigeria.
and Nigeria. Well, they got it. Okay, we've had Turkey before. I don't know, have we had Madagascar? Maybe in an older season, I'm not sure. Morocco we've had, Belize maybe, Philippines we've had, Nigeria we've had. So most countries we've had, it seems like they come from the same countries.
To meet for the first time.
I am not leaving until there is a ring on my finger. I'm getting stressed out.
Yeah, you make your demands. Oh my gosh. Of course, another one that is a little too friendly with the Botox needle and the fillers. But all right, you're not going to leave without a ring on your finger. This is before the 90 days. Are you sure that he wants to come to you? If he really wants to come over here, he'll probably put a ring on your finger.
Now. I can't believe this is actually happening, and I can't believe I'm bringing my parents.
Sure. Well, that should be an interesting twist, bringing the parents for the first meet. That'll be fun.
Emma has arrived. I'm not on birth control, just so you know.
Just so you know, and let's proceed to do things that are going to make us be together in some capacity for the next 18 years of our lives. Seems like a smart call.
Things have sure changed since we were married.
All right, Granny is going to be my new favorite character. The Granny saying, things sure have changed. Damn sure have, Granny. And you know what? They are not for the better. These people are idiots. Let me tell you something. They must do a casting call and say, hey, we want to get the biggest idiots we can find. And then they get these people and they say, hey, you want to see about hooking up with someone from another country? All right, let's do that. And this lady's reaction with the laugh, yeah, because it's kind of like a, you're right, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm ready to dive right into the culture.
I can't remember what those fruits are called. Is that the stinky one? Maybe.
This is so different from anywhere I've ever been.
I just know that I'm ready to settle down.
And you're going to choose the most illogical way that fails most of the time to do it. Sounds good.
About having
is he a musician? Is he going to be the next Soulja Boy? Is he going to be the next famous rapper in the United States? I got news for you. You can do that. All you have to do is make crappy music and say nothing for 3 minutes behind a beat that someone else makes. I'll make you be a famous rapper. There you go.
A baby with your ex. They're in a massive amount of debt.
Oh,
How
good.
much is it?
So the model guy who By the way, let's look. Does not look exactly like his picture there. Hold on. All right, this guy, he definitely was playing up for the cameras, just like a lot of these women do from other countries, trying to get his best angles and everything. But this guy looks like just your basic IT nerd, and he's got a bunch of debt that you're going to go into a relationship with. Wow. I thought that they were smart. At least there might be one smart person, but now I don't think so. Not so much.
Did you guys do the old nookie?
Oh my gosh. And you're going to have your parents saying, "Did you guys do the old nookie?" And this guy, that's probably his reaction to doing the old nookie.
Something's fishy about this.
Oh, you think? Maybe a little bit.
If I'm not willing to take a risk for love, then what am I willing to take a risk for?
I don't know, maybe, buying a house, maybe starting a new career, maybe even going on a vacation, maybe flying on a plane for the first time. I can think of several things that maybe you could take a risk for that are less risky than choosing someone from another country that you do not know that is 95% chance they are going to play you, but yet we're going to go all in. You are not smart. Oh my gosh. Maybe you're smart in every other aspect of your life, but with love, you're just a stupid person because that's what we get every time. Now, what percentage do you think of these people are doing this to try to get their face out there and get publicity? The girl with all the fillers and stuff, probably. But the rest of them, maybe they just want to find someone, and for whatever reason, they've convinced themselves that this is the only way. It's not. It is not. But it makes for good TV, so we will be there to watch once the tell-all four-parter ends with the mix of the sorority frat house party going on for Happily Ever After. Then we roll into this. So we'll be here for it. Should be fun. But let's look at the actual couples and see who we got, because we saw some of them, but there might be a surprise in there. We have Rick and Trisha. So Trisha's from Madagascar, Rick's from California, jack of all trades, and a divorced single dad who believes he's finally found the right woman, someone he's never met, of course. She's a fiery midwife from Madagascar. They've been planning the future together, but trust issues from loom large after Trisha recently ghosted him, leaving their in-person relationship off to a rocky start. Sounds fun, and also something that happens pretty regularly. Aviva or Aviva, I don't know, from Arizona, and Stig, 30. This is I'm not taking birth control. That should be, I think that was her. I think that was her. After 2 years of online connection sparked by a social media video, Aviva is finally taking the leap, traveling to Belize to meet her boyfriend, a famous rapper known to his fans as Stig the Artist. All right. Is he as famous as Soulja Boy? Because Soulja Boy is not that famous. If you are, Nigeria famous, or if you are Belize famous, you might know, people might recognize you, but you're not like some famous rapper in the United States. So I wonder if he's thinking, hey, I'm doing well in Belize, I can roll it over to the United States and create a career. Probably. Aviva is ready for forever, but Stig, ever popular with the ladies, has constant swirl of rumors around him. He's cheating on her. Come on, give me a break. Causing Aviva and those closest to her to doubt whether he can fully commit. He can't. With trust issues looming, can their love survive the spotlight? It can't. Then you have Lisa from Pennsylvania and Daniel, so our Nigerian friend. She's a spontaneous, open-hearted woman with a colorful romantic. They all have problems. Everyone, none of them are like, hey, I've had a really stable life, and then I thought this, because it's never the case. It's never a stable thing to do. She's been married 5 times and has spent the last 21 years living as a lesbian. What? So she decides to dip her toe back into the heterosexual pool with a random person she doesn't know from Nigeria. If you've ever had someone that's going to run you back to the lesbian side quicker, it's this experience. I guarantee it. And recognize anyone here? Yes, she was not in the trailer, but Elise is going to join us. Elise from Florida, who was on Hunt for Love, as you know, and she could not stop talking about butt stuff that she did because she felt like telling everyone, which was interesting. And she definitely had her intimate moments with a few people. But then she's going to be, or trying to be, with Joshua from Australia. Ages are close, so, they're not far apart from that. So she's a real estate agent. She met Joshua, a yacht broker, through Instagram. 5 months later, they're finally meeting in person, but with Elise's history of broken engagements and her resolve not to disappoint her family again. What? but she put her whole thing on the TV while she was making a fool out of herself. Okay, she makes no sense, but whatever. Combined with Josh's thrill-seeking lifestyle and friends on both sides, sounding alarms, this whirlwind romance could end in smooth sailing or a spectacular wipeout. This one looks fun. She's like 5'1" or something. She's tiny. My gosh. So Forrest, he looks like a Forrest. That guy's 32? He looks older than her and she's 40. 30, he's not 32. Oh, well, I guess he is. My gosh. Forrest from Oregon and Sheena from the Philippines. After 7 years of long distance love, Sheena watching Forrest's daily life through his home security cameras. The couple, both virgins. You're both virgins, but she has trust issues enough to watch you on your cameras all day. Don't tell me that it's because she just wants to see you. Because if that is really the case and she just is so obsessed she needs to see you that much, you are headed for a nightmare, my friend, more than you could ever imagine. They're finally meeting in person. Forrest's parents are joining the trip to investigate the red flags. So instead of saying, "You're an idiot, don't go," they're like, "We'll go too, honey." And then she says, "Did you get the nookie nookie?" This is this is going to be disturbing. Oh, so it should be fun. Then this chick's probably for attention. I would have no doubt. But 28 from California, Ziad from 27 from Morocco. She met him on an international dating app, so she was looking for it. I don't know. I don't know what. This is why I wonder if she was actually trying to get the show. She got on an international dating app, found this guy, and now she's on this show. So maybe she was trying to put herself out there and she had a plan to do that because she definitely looks like she wants attention. She was swept up by his charm. Now she's flying to Morocco determined to leave with a ring on her finger, but she's hiding a past engagement to another Moroccan man. Oh my gosh, she has a history. She must have been trying to get on the show for a while. She may not be the only one keeping secrets, as Ziad's behavior sparks doubts, making her question whether their love story is really what it seems. Sure. Then you have Laura from Washington and Birkin from Turkey. Well, okay, she's got 21 years on him. Okay, well, if that's what you want, you love a person, fine by that. But I guarantee there's more red flags than that. It began on social media. After just a few short weeks, they were already talking about marriage. There's a red flag. After a few weeks, you're already talking about marriage and you've never met the person. She's a fun-loving and active romantasy novel enthusiast, and Birkin is quiet and philosophical with a mysterious Okay, come on. We're not talking about the red flags here at all. Laura's doubters include her parents, worried she's making a mistake, and her best friend, Mikhail, who might be secretly in love with her. Well, there's that. Despite all that, plus a 20-year age gap, Laura's risking it all for love. Then you have Jovan from Alabama and Anna Lynn from the Philippines. So you got a couple from the Philippines. Maybe they can hang out. They're same age. All right. Legally married, yet meeting for the oh my gosh. You're legally married but haven't met. Jovan and Annalise's 6-year online romance began on Filipino Cupid and culminated in a virtual wedding during the pandemic. Now, for the first time, the couple is preparing to meet. For the first time, these people they gotta be playing everyone. That's insane. Oh my gosh. But with strong personalities and very different expectations around money, lifestyle, and gender roles, their first in-person chapter as husband and wife may be far more complicated than they ever imagined. Oh my gosh, the cluster of people in this. This should be fun, to say the least. But we know Elise, she's interesting, but she wasn't in the trailer, so I don't know if hers is going to be very short or if they're trying to kind of lead that to a almost surprise for people who didn't watch, or who watched the trailer and they're like, "Oh, hey, this girl's here." Maybe something like that. Either way, there's a reason why they left her out of the trailer, but yet she's going to be part of it. This does not look like a promising group. I mean, does anyone get like promising long-term relationships from this? Does anyone get marriage that doesn't end in divorce? Does anyone get happy family from any of these couples just from reading what they said and watching the trailer? None. There's nothing. There's no one that really screams that. There's some people that want attention. There's some people that maybe have desperation and they think this is the way to find someone. All it leads to is pain, heartbreak, and disaster. So for the people watching, it works. Not for them. Now, Jasmine had some things to say about Gino, and it's interesting because we've seen all this play out with Gino and Jasmine, but how do you really feel about it? Because it seems like she's trying to come off a certain way when, to me, it doesn't really work that well.
I do have to ask about Gino.
Oh.
You know,
My day was going great.
Oh, yay!
well,
Haha, let's have a
I've
good
been
laugh.
really disappointed in him.
Good. Me too.
Okay, when the interviewer starts out by saying, "I'm very disappointed in him," to Jasmine, you know it's a biased interview. You can be disappointed in Gino. Gino's a piece of garbage. Gino is a piece of human debris. He did all well his fair part of that relationship, as bad as Jasmine is. She does not look like she's willing to admit that Jasmine had any fault in this.
Well, he's so vindictive and angry towards you, which has been tough to watch as a viewer.
Okay, well, he has been vindictive and angry. That's true. And I argue he should walk away. He should just forget about it. There's no point in this. It's not going to go where he thinks it's going to go. But yes, that part is true for sure.
Jasmine got her green card in hand and left. I would be happy if she gets deported.
Why do I care what Gino thinks, considering the fact that he did this? So he says she took it and left. Yeah, I mean, what'd you expect? This is why I don't really care. I mean, I can argue about Jasmine's behavior in the most recent season and the tell-alls and all that, and it's awful, and she's a horrible person. But what did Gino expect?
I think she deserves it. I want her to feel some pain like I felt pain.
Has his behavior surprised you at all?
I can barely recognize this man.
Okay, what about her, though? She's saying, I watched it back and I could barely... Does she recognize herself throwing tantrums, attacking people like Gino's girlfriend, talking trash all the time, cheating on him? I don't care what she says, and his evidence is BS. Okay, let's be honest. He doesn't really have any evidence. She definitely was sleeping with Matt before any of that happened. So is she going to talk about her behavior? No, of course not, because Jasmine's all about people out to get her.
He's allowed to feel whatever he wants to feel because how we ended, was not what we were expecting and dreaming of. But regardless, the fact that he's so full of hate, sounds like he wants to cause a lot of pain on me. And
maybe so, and he does, and he should walk away from that. Forget about walk away. The funny thing about Jasmine is she tries to play the sympathy card, like at the tell-alls and everything, and she'll cry until someone presses her, and then someone says something possibly even insinuating she might have had any part of it, and she blows up and throws a fit and storms off. Every time. The victim complex is ridiculous, and she cannot take it when someone doesn't admit that she's the victim here. She wants to say, now this one part of this was good. One part of this was her kinda admitting, but not really, so we'll get to that.
And things didn't work out, not just because of me. He should take accountability that, hey, it takes two to play tango.
Okay, so right there, she says it takes two to tango. Partially admitting that she might have had something to do with it because it takes two, but not really. She's saying he won't admit his fault. He won't, because he's an idiot and he wants to be a victim too, and he wants everyone to feel bad for him when I just don't. This is the interesting thing about them. I don't feel bad for either of them. There may be an episode where she's more awful than him, so she gets more criticism, but he always gets it too. They're both awful. She can't take her own accountability and say anything. She's still denying the fact that she was cheating on him with Matt, even though she was calling Matt during the last resort, complaining to him and venting to him, which is not something you do on your marriage to another man. You just don't. That's ridiculous.
Oh, so he is as guilty as well. So he should just do some healing. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad.
It doesn't make her sad at all. It doesn't make her sad even a little bit. She's saying it makes her sad. She doesn't care. She's upset because she doesn't want him out there trashing her. This is her rehabbing her image. She knows that it doesn't look good on TV, all the things she's done. In the last episode, she literally took off her underwear and rubbed her underwear that she just took off of her body with all of whatever's going on down there all over his luggage. Gross. And of course, now she knows a lot of these things don't look good, so she's trying to come off as really reasonable. And she does. With what she's saying right here, she comes off reasonable. If you haven't seen how she acted or anything like that, you would think, my God, this poor lady, what is wrong with him? Well, you can say what's wrong with him, but what the hell is wrong with her? A whole lot. But of course, she's going to continue to do the tour to make herself look good, try to do these wholesome videos of cooking and things like that on TikTok, when in reality, she's just trying to gain or continue to keep this attention because people are getting tired of Jasmine. She's only going to be able to ride out the 90-day stuff for so long. They're going to get tired of her on TikTok and all that, and she's just going to do, I don't know, she's going to have to go get a real job, I guess. So we'll see, but she needs to take some accountability, take her own advice. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I will see y'all next time.